Working on your own credit? I'm going to give you the biggest advice to increase your chances of getting a negative account removed. As someone who owns a credit repair company and sees thousands of credit reports, I'm going to share the biggest mistake people make when they try credit repair themselves.
You would always want to be on the side of having good credit.
You think it pays to have good credit. As most of you know, an item can only be deleted if it's unverified, has errors, incomplete data, violations, no response, or whatever. The problem is, people try to point out too many things at once. For example, if you point out 3 things and the creditor can at least prove that one of the things are valid, then that item remains on your credit report for that round. So slow down, be simple, and challenge one issue at a time. Now, for many of you who are watching or listening to this episode, I'm already assuming what you guys are thinking. Well, Chris, if this item has 3 different things wrong with it, should I just challenge all 3 things because that is going to increase my chances of this item being deleted from my credit report? Look, I get it. I mean, I would do that too. But the issue is the credit bureaus are not always on your side. In fact, they get probably 10,000 consumer disputes every single day. So if they can just validate one little item that you're adding to your dispute letter or your challenges that you send out, however way you're doing it, they're just going to shut the thing down and close out the dispute. So for example, if you have a charge off credit card, right? And you see that the date of last payment or date of last active date, whatever you want to call it, if you see that's wrong or it's inconsistent with all 3 of the bureaus, you see that for one thing. And then you may challenge the opening date of the account. You see that that is inaccurate. Okay, so that's 2 items that you're challenging. Then you see there's something else called the high balance or high credit amount. If you see that that's wrong, well, guess what? That's now 3 things. So if you're adding all 3 of those items to your challenges that you're sending out, that is good. You have pointed out everything that you see wrong with the account. You understand how credit repair works. You're doing everything you're supposed to do. But the issue is, if the creditor can at least validate that one of those issues, or at least somewhat believable or somewhat correct, then that item is going to stay on your credit report. In fact, before I started my credit repair service, Stirgus Credit Repair, I've actually tried this with a lot of family members, a lot of friends, even with myself, because I think I had like 2 medical collections. I never had bad credit, but I had 2 collections on there that probably wasn't even affecting me. I never had an issue getting approved or using my credit in the past. But I even tried this when I was in my trial and error period, almost a decade ago. And I was putting every single issue that I could find. In fact, I wasn't even disputing errors at the time. I was just stating, hey, prove this is mine, or verify this account, or I believe there's errors on this credit report. If you're just being basic like that, and you're just saying, hey, I'm requesting you to verify this item. Well, guess what? If they can verify, although you have 20 million different issues on the account, if you just add, I also want you to verify this account, they're going to skip those errors and they're just going to verify the account, which is easy for them to do. And they keep that item on your credit report. For example, let's go back to it. You have a charged off credit card and you found 3 errors on your credit report. So on your dispute letter or your challenge, or however way you're doing it online, whatever you want to do, if you add all 3 of those errors on there, and then you also say, I also want you to verify this account or delete this unverified item, or this item is not verifiable because of the errors, you've already put yourself in a trap. You've already opened up a door where the creditor can just prove that this is your item. They are going to send in, hey, this is the contract that you signed, or hey, these are the monthly statements, or hey, this is the payments we received out of your bank account. The last 4 of this bank account matches your bank account. So, you were paying this account. You agreed to pay this account. The account is yours. So they can just prove any little thing to be valid, and all of those legit errors that you pointed out, none of that matters. The item stays on your credit. This is why one, credit repair is a month-to-month, situation, because you don't know how any of these companies are going to respond, so this is why it's very important to challenge one item at a time. And I understand that a lot of people are going to disagree with that. It's not me making those rules, it's just how you do it. So for example, round one or your very first attempt, yes, you can just ask them, just straight up, if you don't see anything up front, just say, hey, I want you to verify this item. Now, two things can work in your favor. One, they don't have all of their ducks in a row and they can't verify it. Or two, you may get lucky and they just don't respond. If any of those two items happen, even if everything is correct, the item is yours, it's yours, you can't find anything wrong with the account, you still can challenge it. You have the right to challenge it. You can simply just ask them to verify it and you may get lucky. Now, for everything else that's on your credit and you see this is wrong, that is wrong, this is wrong, that is wrong, you don't just go out and just jump up and start celebrating because you see 10 things wrong with the account. You still challenge one item at a time, because guess what? If you list all 10 issues on your dispute round or whatever, and you ask them to also verify, well, guess what? You have now eliminated all of your chances of this item getting deleted. Yeah, down the road, you can just insert one error and they may just go ahead and delete it. But let's just say they were able to prove one of those items that you pointed out of 10 is valid. Well, guess what? If you go to dispute that item again next round, the bureaus can, not say they will, but they can say, which happens many of times, I've seen this happen, but they can say, hey, we've already processed the dispute for this item. Unless you have new information or new supporting documents on this account, we are no longer going to dispute this item. Normally that happens when you dispute online, which I don't really like disputing online. I love, actually doing it by paper and ink. That's the most efficient way. But what I'm getting at, you're opening yourself up to, I guess, a closed door. So, never put 10 plus items on one dispute round, because you're just going to run into issues. Yes, you can go back the next month or the month after and just go item by item by item until they finally bite and you have a legit reason for this item to be deleted or updated to your favor. But what I'm getting at, you should always start up front with one item. Is, I know you're excited, you see all of these things wrong with your credit, you listen to the podcast, you watch these videos, and you see all of these issues, but you have to slow down and just work one at a time. And for our clients who are listening or watching this episode, guys, I get it. You guys want everything deleted the very first month. You guys wish that your credit can go from 500s to 700s in 30 to 60 days. Look, I get that. And honestly, here's the thing. A lot of people don't understand, me being on the other side of this desk here. A lot of people think the goal with operating a credit repair company is to keep people enrolled longer because you're paying a monthly fee. Now, from a consumer side, if I was a customer, I could see that, I can understand that happening. But from a business standpoint, I look at things differently, right? My goal with operating a credit repair organization or a business, if I can charge more money for some sort of guarantee or a faster result situation, I would much rather charge like that versus charging a, $100 service payment. By the time that 100 is processed, you got merchant fees, you got the CRM system, our software that we store all of our clients' information in, you got the billing system fees, you have all of your document fees, the ink, the printing, the mailing, which keeps going up. The cost of mail has probably went up 5 times since I've been in business, but just due to the clientele that I work with, I just feel like I don't want to increase pricing. I have not increased pricing since day one, but I just don't feel like this is an industry that I want to keep increasing pricing just because the cost of my stuff on the business end is increasing. I just like to keep things fair. But what I'm getting at, if there was a way to fix someone's credit fast or to guarantee something is going to happen the very first attempt, I would much rather charge, even if it was legal, because there are laws that's out there in the the Credit Repair Organization Act, you cannot charge upfront fees. You cannot give fake promises or guarantee something that's going to be done because you can't control that. But most importantly, you cannot legally charge upfront for a credit repair service just because you do not control the results. None of us know how your banks, how your creditors, how your companies are going to respond. That is why these laws are in place. So anybody charging upfront fees, they're not working legally. So, but what I'm getting at, even if it was legal for us to charge upfront because there's a guarantee that something can be done, by all means, I would much rather enroll a client or have a client enroll and I only have to deal with them one time. Imagine if I can get somebody enrolled and they have 10 things in their credit that's wrong, and I can charge them lawyer fees, right? These lawyers, how they charge thousands and thousands of dollars up front for a case, right? You know, imagine if I can charge a client $1,000, $500, $2,000, depending on what is it that we're working on. And I myself can physically guarantee that result. If I can do that, I would much rather have somebody enrolled, send one item out or send one challenges or documents out, and that client credit is fixed. Now, imagine if I can work like that versus working month to month to month, phone calls, consultations over and over and over, explaining how the process works, what stage we're in, you know, getting mail back from their creditors, giving us garbage, you know, claiming that they verified something, although they didn't. We got to go back and forth, back and forth. So honestly, this is more of an issue or a hassle on a business standpoint, you know, with the current credit repair process versus if there was truly a quick fix, right? Because if there was, I would much rather be in that business versus this business where, you know, I have some clients that call me 2 times, you know, every day, which again, no big deal. I love everyone that's enrolled in Stirgus Credit Repair. I'm just giving you guys a viewpoint from the business side. Imagine if I can get one client and I only have to deal with that one client one time, probably have a 10-minute phone call with them, and they are done. They are done. They never have to talk to me again. I never have to talk to them again. I can guarantee that I can get every single thing removed and they're done. So these people that are like, oh, you're just trying to keep us enrolled longer. Oh, you know, the credit repair company, their goal is to get you enrolled and then you're enrolled for month after month after month. Like, no. In fact, when clients enroll, we actually offer a free trial. So we're actually spending the money to actually process all of this stuff from the start. So, you know, a lot of people don't look at it like that. You know, the obvious thing, if you're in any type of subscription plan for anything, you know, mentally, everyone's initial idea is, oh, they're just trying to make the process longer because they can keep us enrolled longer. No, the little money that is paid after all of the expenses and things like that, you know, it is actually not worth keeping people enrolled longer, because if these items can get removed faster, even if we couldn't charge a fast expedited fee like lawyers and stuff, for like legal cases and things like that. But just look at it this way. Imagine if we kept the same subscription payment plan here where you're paying monthly, but imagine it can get removed faster. You know how many referrals that will bring back to the business? Oh, Stirgus Credit Repair fixed my credit in 1 month, 2 months, versus, hey, it takes 4 months, 6 months, 8 months on some of these accounts. You know, no one's really gonna, like, yeah, they may tell some family members, but when family members or friends hear that, they're gonna be like, oh, I don't wanna do that. Oh, I don't got time to work with my credit that long. If it can't be removed right now, I don't wanna deal with it. So it's actually better to get faster results, because that's gonna be more referrals, more clients. So, you know, for those out there who are stating, oh, you know, this can be a fast process, they purposely just keep you enrolled longer. No, there's nothing that a credit repair company can do unless they're not working on your credit at all. But if they're sending in something, the bureaus are responding, the creditors are responding. So trust me, things are being done. It's just that the fact is, we cannot control what they send in. We cannot control what the credit bureaus decide, right? But that's it to wrap up this episode. So again, for those who are watching this and you are Luckily, you have the time, so you are working on your own credit. This is probably the biggest mistake that you guys are making. You're trying to challenge too many things at once. And if one of those things are just the slightest bit of accurate or valid, then the whole entire argument that you're making with the account is irrelevant, and that item will remain on your credit report. Thanks for tuning in to this episode. If you wish to be a guest on our podcast, visit StirgusCreditRepair.com and click the podcast page to schedule an episode. If you need help with your credit, you can also sign up at StirgusCreditRepair.com and start your free trial today.
Stirgus Credit Repair. Stirgus Credit Repair. If you want a new house, call us.